So I'm making this video, and since I have 0 subscribers, I'm pretty sure no one will ever see it, and that's okay, because it's really about me. Um, Today I took care of a patient. It reminded me why I love being a nurse. And why it hurts so bad to think about doing something else. This woman, she was at the clinic I work at for her first chemotherapy treatment today. And I had talked to her last week on the phone. We had to delay her treatment for a variety of reasons. And there had already been previous delays, and she was very frustrated. And I spent like 15 minutes on the phone with her last week, and just letting her vent and I apologized and tried to kind of make her feel a little better about it. And then today she came in for her first treatment, and I saw her and I'm like, oh hey, you must be so and so. And she said, yeah. I said, well, I'm Matt, and we talked on the phone last week. And she just apologized, and I said, listen, you got nothing to apologize for. We're good. And then went and sat with her to go through the chemo education, explain possible side effects and what we're going to do to minimize the side effects and to deal with them as they came up and all that. And she was very nervous, and her husband was very nervous. And I've been a nurse almost 20 years. I've been in healthcare for 22 years. I know I made a difference for this woman today. She said she spent 4 or 5 hours getting her infusion or chemotherapy infusions today, and she got done, and of course, obviously there had been some chatting back and forth with me and her husband during the time of her infusion. But she gets done and they're leaving, and her husband comes up and he's got a couple more questions, and I do whatever I can to answer his questions. And as he's leaving, he looks at me and says, today has been a real pleasure. Who says that about chemotherapy? Who finishes a treatment of chemotherapy and says this was a pleasure? Yet I find myself, after 18 years as a nurse, wanting out. I find myself not feeling valued. I can't get a job at most places now, because in spite of my experience and the fact that I'm a damn good nurse, I don't have the right initials after my name. So many places now won't even look at me. Many places won't even accept my application. Even interviewed for a PRN position, and couldn't get it because I don't have the right initials after my name. I remember a time when RN were the initials after your name that mattered, that they meant something, that they were valuable. Not anymore. I want to love being a nurse. I love being a nurse. I want to love nursing. I want to be part of helping patients to leave a chemotherapy session and say, this was a pleasure. I've had patients look at me and say, you make cancer easier. But yet I find myself just wanting out. Anyway, I just needed to get this off my chest. And I know this may never anybody ever see this, but if you do and you enjoyed it and it means something to you, if you feel like it, share it. I don't even care. I hope that young nurses don't ever feel the way I feel. I hope that they can always look at the impact that they make, the impact that they have, and remember that instead of the other stuff. I hope that for young nurses that is always enough. But unfortunately for me, I'm just not sure it's enough anymore. God bless you guys. Have a good day.